You're live.
Am I famous? Is this where we go hang out?
YouTube, yeah, sing to YouTube.
On YouTube?
Okay, you're not.
What's the name of the
This is but it's supposedly it's they train everything. But there's
Yeah, I got my meeting.
Oh, was that you? It's better than
I'm doing it
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another weekly Nomad and Pop Meetup. My name is Johnny, and I'm the host. Very excited to see everyone here. If you have anyone who just arrived in Chiang Mai, this is your first week at the Cup Club. Welcome, everyone. Very, very happy to have you here. Just to let everyone know, afterwards, we normally go to dinner somewhere, usually Solid Concept. So if anyone wants to come, you guys all welcome to join. We're going to do things a little bit differently this week. We're going to have all the announcements in the beginning, and that way, right after the talk, you can go straight to the Q&A and ask Julian whatever questions you might have. So do we have any announcements, like big or even like business related? Like, for example, I have an extra scooter for rent, so anyone use it. Shane, any announcements or anything?
Yeah. How's it all going? Everyone surviving the heat and the holidays? Yeah. Good. I still don't know whether immigration's open or closed on Monday. So, yeah, if you need to go, take a gamble. But
well, first day after holiday is always really bad anyway. So
yeah, that too. Tonight there's some dancing classes on as well. Kizumba or something like that at Sangdi Gallery, 7 p.m. if you want to go. Tomorrow there's a walk up that mountain over there that you can actually see now. So what you do, you go down Suthep Road to the end of Suthep Road, right, left, and you'd see a big red and white tower. I think they meet somewhere near that big red and white tower. It's a great event. I put it on the Nomad Coffee Club. It's a good couple of hours. It's 45 minutes, but it's a bit of time up there and whatever you want to do. So that's a good event to go to. And it's on the event, 8:30ish, 9ish, something like that. It's a little bit early. And then on Sunday is football. If anyone's into football, you go down the Canal Road and you'll see all the people there. It's at the big 700-year stadium, 7:30 on Sunday night. Tickets are pretty cheap, so it's a good event. Good chance to get out there and do something Chiang Mai-ish. Have a good one.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate it. So the other thing I just thought about while talking to a few of you guys is the power of masterminds. So if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's when a group of people with similar interests or work on a similar type of business model get together, usually in person, like once a week, just to help each other out and go through things. So I know there's a couple of people in here that are already part of them. Do you know if you guys are accepting like more members, like for the Australian one? Okay, so we have an Australian dropshipping mastermind. So if anyone Australian is dropshipping, see them afterwards. I know these two girls are both just started with their stores, and she's made her first sale. Congratulations. So maybe you guys can talk afterwards, and if anyone else wants to kind of join them. Is there anyone else doing like some kind of business model, whether it be Kindle publishing or dropshipping or Amazon FBA, that wants to connect with other people? Raise your hands. Courses. Okay, so he sells courses on both Udemy and off. So anyone who's a course creator? Anyone?
yeah.
1, 2, 3. Just started. Okay, perfect. So maybe 4 of you guys can chat afterwards. Anything else? Any other business models that you guys want to connect with other people? All right. If you guys think of anything, you feel free to post it inside the Facebook group. I assume everyone is a member of the Nomad Coffee Club on Facebook. Anyone not? You should join it.
I'm on Facebook.
You get on Facebook, buddy. I don't follow people that aren't on Facebook. Okay. All right, I have a lot of stalkers on Facebook. I think that's about it. So, without further ado, our guest speaker of the week is Julian Goldie. He makes over $1,000 a month off of Fiverr. Which is a really, really cool platform, not only to buy gigs and get things made or done for you. My podcast intro, sorry, not my current intro, but I've done podcast intros, I've done logos, I've had banners made, a lot of cool things made off of Fiverr, so it's a great resource to get things done for as low as $5. But it's also a great platform or people who want to create a second source of income or use that as a way to kind of grow your freelancing income. So if you guys were here last week, I talked about creating passive, multiple streams of passive income. So if anyone's looking for a second one, you know, whatever you do now, whether you do programming, you do dropshipping, or you do FBA, and you want to create another stream, this is a great way to get started. So Julian, welcome.
Hello. Yeah, so today, following on from Johnny's speech last week, we're going to be talking about Fiverr as another source of income, how I made my money on there, my story and what led me to working on Fiverr, and why it's actually a pretty good platform for earning decent income, even though it starts off at $5, which is pretty cheap. So the last 5-6 years, I've actually worked in corporate jobs in recruitment, like 9 to 5, really boring marketing jobs, and didn't get much satisfaction out of that, to be honest. I wasn't living life the way I would have wanted to. And then last year I went to Thailand for a week and stayed in Chiang Mai. It was pretty awesome, and I was like, right, within a year I need to be out here running my own business and living life on my own terms, I guess. So luckily 10 months later I'm actually doing it. And it was a bit of a crazy journey, I guess, a lot of work in between, you know, working 9 to 5 jobs and that sort of thing. So how many people in the room actually use Fiverr? And it's a lot of people. Is that more for buying or selling? You know, do you buy gigs on Fiverr? So a lot of people think that Fiverr is a great way to get cheap labor and cheap things done, which it definitely is, but actually you can get a decent wage off here as well. So, for example, this month I'm on track to make $2,000 this month off Fiverr, which is personal record. I'm pretty happy with that. And there's loads of different ways I can show you to make more money than just a standard $5 per week thing. So, biggest thing about Fiverr is it's commodity is your biggest time. Time is your biggest commodity. Fiverr. So you've got to work out how can you do things very quickly for the best possible price. So for example, if I run through a page here, you can see that all my gigs start off at $5, which is pretty cheap, especially for like creative marketing ideas, analyzing a website, marketing plans, that sort of thing. But actually, a lot of them are templates I use, and then I find certain ways that I can personalize them in about 5 to 10 minutes to the business that ordered from me. Which means that actually, you know, if someone orders a $5 gig within 24 hours, they pay $5 for the 24-hour delivery. I can earn like $60 an hour, which is pretty decent on Fiverr. Is anybody like still looking for a source of income? Like, is anybody right at the beginning stages and I'm not sure what to do in here? And what sort of things have you got in mind at the minute?
Software development, and I'm also on Fiverr for market research, especially for German clients, for some native Germans. Or
Yeah. So, like for example, software development, like there's all sorts of expertise you can sell, or guides that you can even sell on Fiverr that people are interested in. There are so many problems around software development that people who don't know how to code have, that they're actively searching on Fiverr for those things. So you could, for example, like hire someone to write a guide today, post it on Fiverr tomorrow, and start earning money already. There's one of the other great things I love about Fiverr as well is the fact that it's incredibly popular around the world. It's not just limited to America or to England or to Thailand. I've worked with 20% of the countries in the world so far Fiverr, so I get clients all over the world. And because you've got all these different time zones, you're getting orders constantly through from different areas in the world. So, for example, people during the 9 to 5 in England are hiring, and then those hours close for business, but you get someone from Thailand or the Philippines ordering from. So it's a 24-hour business, so orders are constantly coming through. Feel free to ask questions along the way as well, if anyone's got questions. Yeah, sure.
You just sell through Fiverr or also sell it later?
Yeah, so what, like, do I upsell different things on Fiverr?
Or and later on, like when a relationship is established,
Yeah.
outside, so not on the platform. But,
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a difficult one because with Fiverr, they're pretty strict in their terms and conditions. You know, they get margins for each. They actually get 20% margin for each gig that they deliver. So if you send someone your email address, for example, that's against Fiverr's terms and conditions, which means you can actually get your account banned. So, game over. Pretty bad. Bad times. I'll be going back to England in that case. But you can upsell lots of different things on it. So, for example, if I click into one of my gigs, which I'll do now. You can sell a whole load of packages, which are worth more than the standard $5. So you can sell. So someone's looking for a gig. They're looking for someone to buy your blog off you or to write some content for you, and then they browse your site, and that's the sort of, it's like a honey trap almost. Like you're saying, right, buy this for $5, but while you're here, why don't you buy some extras? Why don't you buy some keyword research or 1,000 words research report, or add an extra 500 words onto your gig, and all these different things actually add up. So quite often I'll get like $100 orders or $80 orders and that sort of thing, and you get a few of those in 1 week, and that's your income for the week. You can go up to the Chiang Mai mountain and you can actually see that. So yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, when I first started 10 months ago, I really didn't believe I could make money online. Like, seriously, I didn't think I could do it. Like, as much as I wanted to believe it, I thought, it's not going to happen. It's just like a bad dream or something I read in an article somewhere. And then you get that first order come through, and I've never smoked crack, but I can imagine it's quite like smoking crack. It's a serious natural high. It's pretty good. And it's very addictive. It's earning commission or seeing those sales come in. It just makes you want to work more, work harder, work smarter, and get more and more stuff in. It's seriously exciting. Like, the first night I made a sale, I couldn't sleep. And then once you start getting some reviews through, that acts as social proof on Fiverr, which is a really powerful thing. When you're buying on the internet and you haven't met this person before, it takes a lot of trust and credibility, even when you're buying a $5 gig. So as soon as someone sees a handful of reviews on your profile, the orders start snowballing, and you get more and more, and you get more and more reviews as long as you're meeting their standards and their expectations. And after a while, you're actually getting more orders than you can meet. So, for example, like, I had to turn down a few people because I don't have the time to meet everyone's gigs.
So how do you get your first few orders, or how do you undo a bad review?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, okay. So first of all, how do you get your first few orders through? Yeah. There's a few ways you can build like credibility and trust online, and that's what getting your first order is all about. If you're an unknown figure, you need to create some sort of guarantee almost that people are going to get something for their money. A few ways you can do that. On your Fiverr profile, you could say, right, you get 100% money back guarantee. Yeah. You could go on to buy requests on Fiverr, which is a section where people post loads of requests, and you could contact people personally and say, I'll over-deliver your expectations. I'll produce twice as much as you want if you give me a chance. The guarantee's a big one actually. That I think my sales went up since I did that. Also, one of the biggest things I mean for any sort of selling online, like personal branding is massive. So if someone can, if you're like on Fiverr, you've got your name there, like I've got Julian Goldie on there. Someone Googles me, they find my LinkedIn profile with loads of recommendations already from colleagues. They find my personal blog, which has got loads of articles that tells a story about me. You can find me on YouTube, I've got vlogs, one person talking to the camera, and all these different factors around the internet outside of Fiverr create like an ecosystem that builds a web of credibility and trust. So those are some really powerful ways that you can get your first order in. In terms of I'm doing a bad review, you can actually, there are ways to do this. So on Fiverr, if you offer someone's, you know, wherever you sell online, people can be a little reasonable sometimes. And I'm probably one of those people as well. But you can offer them a refund, and if they accept it, the feedback goes away. So it actually cancels the feedback out. Other ways you can respond to every review, so bad or good, you can sort of summarize the situation politely so that it looks like an actual fact there's some sort of miscommunication there, or it shows that you made an effort to please your customers.
So do you have a chance to review the buyer?
What before? Yeah. So once
They review you.
Yeah. So it's mutual. Yeah. So once they review you, you can review them, give them a 5-star rating, and leave a comment there. So, and also when you're actually leaving reviews for people, you should. I personally recommend that you should reply to every single review and do that in a personal way. So it shows that you've taken the time to actually address their comments individually, rather than like some template that thanks, outstanding experience.
So just you said that you had to decline a few gigs.
Yeah.
Like, how would that affect you, like scaling or trying to get more business?
I mean, when I've declined them, there are 2 ways you can decline actually. So when you get an order through, you can offer to cancel it, which isn't good for your Fiverr ranking. Like, it'll make you look pretty bad. You'll go down in the Fiverr rankings because you've got a higher cancellation rate compared to everyone else. Like I went to Bangkok and Phuket a couple of weeks ago, cancelled about 5 orders, and my sales dropped like that week. Really
Can you put yourself on holiday, like on eBay or something?
Yeah, you can put yourself in vacation mode. I was just too busy to do that. But the other thing is a lot of the money you make on Fiverr is behind the scenes. So people will message you individually, they'll inbox you directly, and they'll say, "Hey man, like I've seen your stuff. You look like the right person for me. Can you do this custom-made gig for me?" And you can send them an offer, or you can say, "Sorry, I'm too busy to do this," which is what I have to do sometimes. Another thing is as well, when you get a sale from a buyer, you can Google them and you can check their reviews. So you can check if they're really unreasonable. You know, so before you start working with them, if they've dropped you a message asking for an offer, you can check, are they going around trying to scam people, give people bad reviews, or are they a little unreasonable and have incredibly high expectations as a client? So yeah, different ways of background checking clients.
Did you try other networks like Odesk or freelancer.com?
So
Did you try other networks?
yeah. I actually I recently started working from Upwork, and it's still an experiment for me. It's really hard. Like it's there's so much competition on there. It's incredible. Especially if you're going to work on an hourly rate and you do something like writing, like I do. You know, you compete with people from $2 an hour doing the job pretty good. Yeah. So it's hard, but I know there's a route to market there, definitely. And because Upwork is so popular, so well known, there's definitely demand on there. I think I've watched quite a lot of Udemy courses and YouTube channels about how to increase your sales through Upwork. And one of the best things that I found is differentiating yourself on quality. So obviously you can't compete on price, you've got people in third world countries competing against you, but quality is a big factor. So when I was talking about social proof before, for example, when I send a proposal, I'm like, right, you can see I'm a very experienced marketer. You know, check my LinkedIn profile, you can see all the recommendations on there. You can see all my reviews on Fiverr. And it's just social proof that gets people trusting in you as a person. Yeah. Sure.
So it sounds like you're hitting your max with how many gigs you can do, right? So at what point are you going to raise your rates?
Well, I've actually started doing that this week. So, for example, I used to do a marketing plan for $5. It was a template that I sent out. I actually increased that to $15. But I offer 3 packages, which is something I'll get into in a sec. But I offer 3 packages on Fiverr where one's just a template marketing plan people can buy from me. One's a pretty high level marketing plan, and that's about $250 that's on Fiverr. And the final one is for $500, which is like, you know, board level marketing plan designed for colleagues who used to work in jobs like me, and want to impress the directors and get promotion. So they can find me to do that. I think you're definitely right though in terms of time, in terms of reaching your max output. I personally need to do this as well as like just find a way of working smarter, working quicker, working more efficiently in terms of what can I do in less time that creates more output. Whether that's selling guides on Fiverr, whether it's coaching for higher rate, for example, whether it's doing more passive stuff that's already pre-written, I don't know. But it's something I'm exploring at the minute. Yeah. So in terms of packages, actually, if I go up again, this is actually quite a cheap price package, but you can charge from $5 to $1,000 on your packages, and you can create like a basic, premium, and professional package. And each of those you can target people specifically. So, for example, if you were an awesome sales copywriter, and you knew that if someone uses your copy on their website, they're going to increase the sales by 30%, for example. That's something people can pay a lot more for. You can probably charge $100 an article if you're good enough and you can prove it. So, yeah, packages are a big powerful way of making a bit more money as well. Actually, we're quite interested for Fiverr already. See, just as an experiment, next Friday when the next coffee club is, how many people have actually got a sale on Fiverr? Maybe you could do it within a week and you could explore the possibility of setting a business on that. I mean, if you work in software development, for example, you can sell lessons for $60 an hour on Fiverr. You could set that up tonight and get orders tomorrow. So I'd be interested to see if you could do it by next week. I don't know if you could. Worth a go. Yeah. Does anybody else do like freelancing online in here? No, apart from Fiverr? Yeah. And how do you guys find your clients? That's something else interesting.
That has grown over the years.
So just like
at the beginning on Upwork.
yeah.
Now you YouTube.
Seriously, yeah. Like vlogs and tutorials and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And content video. That's awesome. Yeah. So you recommend it?
Yeah. It depends what you do, right?
Yeah.
Tutorials is a very easy way to establish credibility.
Yeah. It's like thought leadership almost.
I have a question actually.
Yeah, sure.
So, do you have any kind of templates that you use when somebody buys your gig and you write them back, like 3-step plan of like what they need to give you in order for you to start working? Or other people, because I can imagine that people are like buy the gig but don't provide you any information, right?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I want this, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can, I have a lot of templates that are set up for when someone first orders a gig. You can even set up like forms for people to fill in if you need like specific information, like I don't know what business you work in, what's your website, what's the 20-word description of your business, and also if you want to save yourself a lot of time on Fiverr and you find yourself posting the same messages all the time, you can set up templates for just message responses. So someone inboxes you, like, can you do this marketing plan for me? And you can just click a template, it's all your sales copy words, key benefits, why someone want to buy it, and how much each package will cost. So, yeah.
And how often do you run out of time? Because once they buy the gig, right?
Yeah.
It starts running. The clock starts ticking.
Yeah.
So if they are unresponsive, you can't do anything about them not responding back with the information that you need.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? Because otherwise, it will then go into the red zone, and then
It's like Mission Impossible, isn't it? Like, you're just counting down seconds.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I actually had this problem this morning. Like, there was a psychic who wanted me to write a blog for them, but they didn't tell me the topic that they wanted me to write about, or keywords and sort of thing. And it was kind of ironic, yeah. I did a bit of mind reading myself. So,
When I buy Fiverr gigs,
yeah.
Every single person I buy off of does like an automatic message that says, start your gig, you need to fill out these out.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you have that set up, but then if I don't fill that out, does that timer still start running?
Well, yeah.
So there are two stages. When you buy the gig, you buy it, and then you get asked to fill in some information. If you don't fill in the information, like I still got gigs bought from October last year, the timer hasn't started on it properly. And you find you probably get nudged or chased up by sellers. So, and some guys do that, like they just buy a gig off you, log out, and use the account for a year, and you've got like all these orders that you can't deliver. Another way you can do it, which personally I wouldn't recommend, but it might be a get around, is like you can click on deliver the order and just put the information that you need from them in that delivery, so it stops the timer.
How do they pay you? Is it PayPal?
Yeah, it's PayPal, so it's I think they're from Fiverr directly, or
How do you get paid? Is it?
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, there are two ways you can get PayPal, or you can get a Fiverr card. I think in the long run, a Fiverr card is the best way to do it, actually. Yeah, so it's more efficient in terms of you don't get charged a margin each time, or something like that. But I'm not an expert on that, so I need to learn a bit more.
Like a Fiverr credit card?
Yeah, that's it. Fiverr credit card. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, it's a really good idea actually, and I guess they must make some sort of commission off it as well. So it's limited.
Is that a bit like paying here? And it's only suitable in some countries, or does it not matter where you are or where you pay?
I'm not an expert on the payment side because I haven't actually withdrawn any money yet, to be honest. I'm just withdrawn in the Fiverr bank in case I run out of funds somewhere else.
It's actually a program from PayPal, freelancer program that you can sign up to.
Oh, really?
And normally they take 4%, so PayPal takes 4% when you receive money.
Yeah.
The vendors that are freelance accredited, such as Fiverr or Udemy, they won't take 1% forward.
That's pretty good. I'm going to sign up for that. Are you on the affiliate? It's cute. Anyone else have questions?
You just mentioned you could do lessons on Fiverr.
Yeah.
So are these live lessons, or are these similar to Udemy where you have videos and somebody pays for?
You do a range really. Yeah. So you could do, like I know I talked about contacting people at Fiverr before, it's like against their terms and conditions. But if they pay for a gig where you offer a Skype lesson, that's okay. Yeah. So you can do coaching over Skype. Got a package for like $60 an hour, for example. You could do one of my coaching, because I actually offer coaching on Fiverr. You could offer like 5 questions that they have personalized to their website, and they can just inbox you. You offer like 150 word really relevant answer for each of those, maybe another answer. You could, as a basic review package coaching, you could just sell them a book, and that might just sort of get them hooked into your expertise, and also both of them might be right. I've got those questions for my business.
So if they contact you, like say they've got your name,
Yeah.
do a gig, and then outside of Fiverr, they contact you via your blog.
Yesterday to me, yeah.
Is that allowed? And we haven't.
I don't know, like personally, I wouldn't like to take a risk.
Yeah.
So I just post on the messages here, which there's always a record of them in the cloud.
Yeah.
I just say, I'm really sorry, but it's against the Fiverr terms and conditions to contact me outside of Fiverr. And then, yeah, someone sent me yesterday a message to my website, even though I told them that. I just didn't respond to it. It's better not to take the risk. And everything that I try to do on my personal branding is try to be pretty white hat and honest and transparent. So I find that otherwise,
But are you exclusive on Fiverr, or like let's say you had coaching packages or some kind of package on your own site?
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
Or yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. See, I mean, some people actually do put like exclusive to Fiverr on their videos, on their gig descriptions, but I don't personally do that. So I sell the same things through my own website, through Upwork, that sort of stuff, probably a few other places in the future. So yeah, yeah.
Basically, provide 20% from the window. Somebody contact you on a different place, you don't take this offer.
No, I don't. I mean, it might be. To be honest, like I know a lot of people that would, but personally I don't, because if I get found out on Fiverr, I don't want it closed down. I don't want to take a risk, and also like, I'm pretty grateful to Fiverr as well. Like I actually really appreciate the fact that they've set up a platform where I can live the lifestyle I want just through their website. Like they're getting me the traffic, which if I was using like Google AdWords, something like that, I'm paying a fortune. And there's not many companies where you can set it up in 10 minutes and start living with that money. So yeah, I don't think it's fair to Fiverr as well.
This is being recorded as well.
Let's wink at the camera there. Yeah.
Is there some sort of a communication? If there's something wrong, do they? Can you talk your way out of it, or is it just they close you down and that's it?
Yeah, I'm sure. Like Fiverr, when I've dealt with them in the past, like for example, if I've had a bit of a dodgy client or something like that, Fiverr actually really reasonable. Like I've heard bad things about Amazon, like just shutting you down for no reason, just blocking your account, something like that. Fiverr, like their service is really good. And as you can see, I'm like a level 2 seller here. The more you sell, the higher in grades you go on Fiverr. So once you go up these grades, you get better levels of customer service. It's more responsive, they spend more time with you, those sort of things. So the actual, if you had a problem with Fiverr, I'm sure if you're reasonable about it or if it wasn't your fault, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Do the commission rates change the more work you?
Not on Fiverr. I saw that Upwork have changed their rates this week. Actually, I got an email about that. So on Fiverr, it's like 20% for everything, but on Upwork, if you earn, I think it's over $500 now, they don't charge 20%, which I started doing on everything else. But yeah, it would be a good idea actually for Fiverr, like encourages you to get more commission in for them. Yeah, by charging less commission. Anything else?
Last 1 or 2 questions.
Last 2 questions. I just want to say, thanks for joining. Putting me up there, give me the chance to speak in front of everyone.
Do you need to have a $5 gig to be on there, or could your gig start at any number?
Yeah, since I've been on, they've introduced these packages, and now you can charge what you want, basically. As far as I know, I think potentially that might range depending on like what level of seller you are. But I know if you're like a level 2 seller now, I could just wipe all my $5 gigs out and start offering $100 if you wanted to. So it's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, you could take gamble when you say, okay, I just do $200 gigs and see what happens.
That's what I started doing this week. Yeah, yeah. I just want to like experiment on here actually and see if I offer enough value, will people come to me and will people buy from me? Yeah.
I think there are companies who want to pay you for service.
Yeah.
Not only the price.
like I was talking to Max's last week, and you were saying that when he goes on Fiverr, if it's enough value, like he'll just buy the top package because it's definitely worth it. It's still cheaper than anywhere else. Yeah. So it's worth experimenting. Actually, when I was reading through the forums and trying to work out how much money I could get, some guys were earning like $2,000 a month. Like they might get one order a month, it's $2,000. Yeah, so I think some guys, hopefully I'll be one of those guys one day who earn like 6-figure something. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right. Thanks very much for listening. Thank you.
Really cool. So if anyone wants any of Julian's gigs, you can check them out. Fiverr, Julian. Actually, can you do us a favor and post your links?
Yeah,
sure. To like, what are some of the services you offer?
So like I do a lot of copywriting, a lot of content writing. I can also help with blog ideas, social media plans, marketing plans, pretty much everything internet marketing related I can do. Also sales copy as well.
Really cool. And he put out a challenge to everyone here. Anyone here with either one stream of income, or if you're just starting out and you don't have any online income yet, this is your challenge. You have 7 days to get your butt on Fiverr, post a gig, and make your first sale. You guys accept that? Who's gonna do the challenge?
I'll do it.
You're gonna do it again? Do it. Report back, let us know in the group. Even post your gig in the group. I bet there's somebody in the group that probably needs whatever service you're offering. I mean, for example, I had like a coding problem today, and if I knew someone that can pay $5 to fix it, maybe it takes you 2 seconds, it'd be really worth it to me. So I think that's awesome. I think that's about it. So feel free to hang out, network. If anyone wants to grab some dinner with us afterwards, we're gonna have the salad concept. We're just gonna walk over together in about 15 to 20 minutes. And that's it. So thanks for coming.